Xin Chao, what's up everybody? How we doing today? Alright, in this video today we are going to be talking about a pretty sensitive topic. So if you are sensitive to dogs and or talking about dogs being eaten in Asia, I'd recommend that you just turn the video off now. We know I'm a super dog person, so it doesn't bring me great joy to talk about this topic, but it has been a very hotly debated topic in the Vietnamese news over the past 2 weeks. And that is the consumption of dog meat in Asia. It doesn't happen just in Vietnam, it happens in other places. So we are going to talk about this video. Like I said, if this stuff maybe makes you a little queasy, I would turn off now. We are going to talk about it and things I've seen as I've traveled around the world since I've been in my 20s. So yeah, eating dog meat is a thing in Asia, guys. And it's usually come from famine. Most times when you've seen dog meat pop up as a thing in most countries in Asia, it's because of famine and or war. Like in Korea, Koreans started eating dogs from their war. They didn't choose to, they weren't a big dog consumer before the war, but when they got into their war and food became very difficult to get, guess what they ate? They ate they had a little pet Mrum or Screw Me, or I can't think of dog names. Buster. They ate little Buster, little 10-year-old Buster. I know I'm chuckling a little bit, but I'm trying to bring it like a little lighthearted. But yeah, I mean, you know, dog meat consumption has been a thing in Asia, and it's usually been under hard times. So that's traditionally where it came from, was from a lack of food in nearby, from hard things happening in life, such as a war. So I mean, in Vietnam, the consumption of dog meat has really gone down in the past 10 years. I mean, just over these past few years, it's dropped considerably, probably 50 to 80% over just the past 5 years of consumption. It really is. If you go to, like, there's a couple of them in district 8 or 10. There's like a whole little area in one of those where there's like a dog eating area. I think it's Co. I forget what dog is, but you can tell because it says just like any other food, but it just uses the word dog instead of like ga or ba, which would be beef. So traditionally, if you go to one of those now, you will never see any women. And usually there'll be 2 or 3 guys in the shop, and it's older guys. Almost always dudes over 60 years old. Very, very, I've in fact never seen, I've been to about a total of 5 of them. I've never filmed them. I've been into about 5 of them in Saigon as I've walked around, and I've never seen a woman inside of one, and I've never seen a dude younger than 60 eating at one. So it's really dropped off. You know, you still see in the news where people steal dogs. As you go more up north, consumption of dog does raise. It's more of a traditional dish in Hanoi, in that area. Again, over just the past 5 years, these things have greatly dropped down in usage, in it happening. In fact, pretty much on a whole now, Vietnamese are turning their backs exclusively on dog meat. It's really only these dudes that are over 60 that are gonna say, hey, this is tradition. My dad ate this, his dad ate it, I've been eating here since I've been a kid. Those are really the only people you see really stay true to this dog meat phenomenon that happens. There's also, in China, it's a really big thing. They have the Yuling Dog Festival, where they literally have a food festival for just like cooking and eating dogs. We already talked about Korea. Lots of Asian countries have had the same reason as why Korea ate them. War, fathom, being pushed into a hard place, not having money with no other food around. That's all they've got type of deal. But the good news, the silver lining in all this, is Vietnamese don't want to eat dogs anymore. Nobody wants to eat dog anymore. You interview almost 10 out of 10 people on the street right now. If we went up to people and go, would you eat dog meat? If I could say it in Vietnamese perfect, they're going to say no. They're almost all going to say no. And look, you got little Benji over here chilling. No leash, no nothing. Oh, it's a girl. She big chillin'. She ain't worried about shit. Over here, same little Betsy, or probably her husband. they're just chilling. And you're gonna see a lot of just chilling. You know, there's still dog theft, but I think the dog theft is more so for the reselling of the dogs, more so than it is the stealing for dog food. It used to be the theft of dogs was big for the dog food consumption market. Now, if dogs are stolen, usually they're taken and resold in outdoor dog markets. There's also one in District 10. We filmed it before. And usually those dog markets are stolen puppies and stolen dogs. It used to be 10, 15 years ago, if your dog was stolen and you lived in that area, the first thing you did was go to that dog market and see if your dog was there. And usually you could find it, which is wild in its own. So yeah, dog consumption used to be a big thing here. Thankfully, it's completely going away. I would say in the next 10 years, it's just gonna be completely gone. None of the younger generation wants to hold on to it. Like I said, no women eat it. I've never seen a dude younger than 60 be in one of these places. I'm sure somebody's gonna chime in on the comment section and be like, I've got one right next to my house, and there's a 12-year-old kid that comes in every day and eats 10 dogs. Sure, there's exceptions to the rule. I'm sure we're gonna hear about them in the comment section. But for the most part, Vietnamese are getting pretty smart, and they're deciding to essentially just walk away from the dog consumption policies. I would too. I don't want to eat dog food. Have I accidentally eaten dogs? I mean, unfortunately, yes. In my travels in China, somebody thought it was funny to give me dog. We're talking in my 20s, early 20s. Did I think it was funny? Fuck no. Did I think it was cool? Fuck no. Was I really pissed off? Yes. Do people do shit like that? Yeah. So, I mean, would I ever consume dog meat again? No. Was it particularly good? It was whatever's, you know, it was marinated in some shit. It was a little bit tougher, a little bit gamier, but you couldn't really tell too much of a difference from beef, to be honest with you. So yeah, we're in the newly redone wharf. This area really doesn't get too much love. In fact, this area is almost never really walked around or sat at. Almost everyone goes to the main wharf over here. I don't know why no one really walks down here. This building is one of the newer scams where some company raised some money, put some glass up, took some money and ran away type deal. That's Texaco building. Somebody told me that the helicopter landing was built incorrectly, so you can't actually even land a helicopter on there. It's there for just show, which wouldn't surprise me at all. That's very much sounds like a Vietnamese thing. Not built correctly, you say, huh? Wow. What's this over here? Can someone tell me what this is over here? This looks like some kind of tourist. I've never been here. What's this building? Can someone tell me in the comment section? We'll go film it if it's worth it. This may be the area where I now have lodging. This might be where Fat and Broke lodges these days, but you'll never know. I'm never gonna tell anybody again on the internet where I ever live. This is not gonna happen. Trust me, not a good idea. And then we got District 2 over here. I think that's really it. I don't think there's anything more for this video. Consuming dogs is bad. Vietnamese don't want to consume dog on a whole. They are turning their back on it for the most part. It's really only older people. Like I was saying in the video, I think we've got about 10 years left. And I think you're gonna probably see in most of Southeast Asia and Asia a complete ban on dog consumption altogether. You'll always have China eating it because China just does whatever the fuck they want. So that's the video. I hope you found it enjoyable. Like I said in the video, if you want to watch me live stream, that's over on kick.com/Fat and Broke. If you want to go on a tour and hang out with me and have direct access to me, that's over at patreon.com/Fat and Broken. No, just joking. Fat and Broke. So you can go over there, you get access to me, we can go on a private tour. And there's also tons of additional content down there. We shoot all kinds of extra stuff. Actually, we shoot content that's just as good as YouTube and put it out onto the Patreon. So there's a reason and a want to sign up for the Patreon. I promise you'll like it when you sign up. As ever, thank you so much for watching. Stay frosty. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.